Hey guys, so I am putting together a compilation for you guys. We weren't able to record a podcast today. Just had a bunch of crazy stuff happening this week. We might let you know more about it later, but for now, enjoy this compilation of some of the best moments, thoughts, funny things, I don't know, that have happened because it's not edited yet, but you'll see it. All right, enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to Life Theory Podcast. Today we're talking. Can you get off your phone?
Dude, wait. Look at this. This Facebook post. See what it says? It says, roll intro.
All of that is finding a purpose in what you do and remembering. Like, I feel like one of the biggest things with finding a purpose is it's very easy to get discouraged. Very easy to feel kind of depressed and it's like, what am I doing with my life?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a big encouragement to all of us can be to look for the purpose in things. If you're doing something that you're like, I have no purpose for this. This is just a mind-numbing time waster. Find something new.
Yeah.
Find something new that has a purpose that you can take over that spot in your life. And having a purpose in something is so encouraging.
Yes, having a purpose and a goal in life, I almost feel like is necessary.
The biggest thing is when you're the friend of somebody who's dealing with some trauma, is just being there for them.
Yeah.
Don't be angry for them. You know, they just went through this situation.
Say like a breakup.
Yeah, something like that. Don't be like, oh yeah, well, they're just the person is just they're no good anyway. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
No, they don't need that. They just need a friend. They don't need somebody to be critical of the situation.
Yeah.
They just need a friend. Somebody just be with them to support them. That's really the biggest thing that you can do as a friend of somebody who is dealing with trauma.
I really like that. Well, and I can agree with that. It's about feeling the hurt with them rather than trying to help them make sense of it. And it's just a more complicated way of saying what you just said.
Yep.
And like I know for myself, I've helped. Weirdly, it's breakups. Guys will come to me talking about breakups. And it was one guy that I actually was there. I want to say it was the day after his breakup with like a long-term girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about it and he just started crying. And I said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gave him a hug. And we hugged for a long time.
Yeah.
Because that's just what he needed. Now later, since I am a good friend, I did actually talk to him about, hey, you probably could have done this different. This might not have been as good. Hey, why did she? Is there something that did you offend her in some way? And so we did talk about it because as a good friend, you should be judging your brother. You should be helping edify them. But when it just happened, that's not the time.
No. Yeah. No.
And so, yeah, helping a friend through trauma. I mean, I can't really add much to what you said because that was pretty well put. Because if you didn't know, he's the guy that helps me through the trauma. It's 100% what happens. And not that because I wear my heart on my sleeve, it's more this way. But I think it's been the other way a few times too. Probably like a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a little more of an even-keeled person.
Yeah.
But that's why we're good friends.
And hey, guys out there, like, guys, it's okay to you know, when you're dealing with something, it's okay to cry. It's okay to
Yes.
feel that emotion, to let it out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, God made that tension release of crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God made that as something that's a natural part of a human process. You know,
Yep.
guys are always like, "Tough Macho, I'm okay. I'll just tough it out. It'll be fine." You're like, no, man, feel it.
Exactly.
Go through it. Don't be stupid about it.
Yeah.
Let your emotions out. You know,
Exactly.
and then heal from it.
Everyone, but there's a time to heal, to not forget what happened, but to move on from what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But to the guys, often we think only of the solution. All right, situation's over. I should just be able to move on with my life. And it's like, no, emotions are gonna stay until you deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't deal with them, they can turn into sinful actions like anger against someone without a cause.
Yeah. Yep.
So, to the guys, do not neglect your emotions. Find a friend, because yes, there's a lot of guys that will ridicule you and that are jerks. Find a guy friend that you can trust and talk to him. A tradition I didn't have that you guys had was like having birthday parties.
Yeah, that's tradition.
I was like, you need
Never
one.
thought about that before.
Yeah.
Never, like, just the thought of, like, oh, a birthday party is actually a tradition.
Yeah.
Having a party to celebrate, hey, your mom shoved you out of her body at one point. And...
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Sorry. So let's celebrate that.
Let's celebrate you.
So why don't we, like, there's a question, why don't we, like, give the mom something, like, hey, congrats on, every year is like, hey, remember when you did that?
And it was really hard and difficult. Anyway,
Congrats.
but instead we're like, hey, remember that really difficult thing you did? How you, like, 9 months of misery and, like, 24 hours of extreme pain? And then, of course, another 9 months after that of misery, right? You know how that happened?
It didn't.
Yeah, well, the thing that you're taking care of, they're going to get the reward for it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They're going to get the reward for what you did. Congratulations.
Woo.
Yeah, I would say the same thing socially for me. I don't really like to talk to people either. So. But yeah, it helped me, like kind of what you said, step out of my comfort zone, talk to more people. And just coming back here, seeing all the pastors, they've had a lot of influence on me. They might not know that, but I know that they had really good influence on me. And I remember one year, 2019, you guys probably all remember that year.
Oh, yeah.
That
With
was-
Brother Skipper?
Yeah, you just,
Ooh.
that one night, Thursday
Wow.
night, you just,
That
Like-
was
And
the
it carried on
could
into Friday
feel-
morning.
that was the
Yeah.
first person I led to the Lord.
yeah.
Wow.
That week. There was a girl that I was actually praying for all week. I probably put 6 hours of prayer into just because I knew she was unsaved. She had like suicidal thoughts and like was in a really bad place.
Yeah.
And she, for some reason, opened up to me. I feel like almost as a last resort, just like on a hayride.
Yeah.
And I could not stop praying for her. And that Thursday night, the Lord moved and she got saved.
I
And
know.
she's still in church living for the Lord.
Awesome.
Wow, that's
It's
amazing.
it's
That's
awesome.
But yeah, you just could feel the presence of God. I remember my cousin, I'm not going to say his name, but he was sitting right next to me. And, I mean, she told me afterwards, after the service, that they were praying specifically for him to get saved. And, you're, sitting down, your
Yeah.
eyes are closed, and you feel someone leave and get up.
Uh-huh.
And he got up and he went to my brother-in-law and was like, hey, I need to get saved right now. And he ended up
Wow.
getting saved that night. And it's just like, and I didn't know that until she told me after the service.
Yeah.
So that one year really stuck out to me. And I knew I wasn't saved at camp that year. And it carried over into the next month. And then pride was getting in the way here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to let it go. So I went to my dad and I got saved September 4th, 2019. Awesome. So there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, that's how you know camp has been a big influence on not just me, other people that have been here. So.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to handle it a little bit different when you have a friend, a sibling, who is autistic. You do have to handle it a little bit different, but at the same time, the basics of how you treat that person, how you interact and deal with them, is technically not at all different.
Correct.
Because the basics is you have to love that person, especially those of us who are Christians. We understand that God loves us, and we can we see that like we have to have that godly love for all the people around us, whether they're neurotypical, whether they're autistic, whether they have
Down syndrome,
anything else. There's still just that basic starting point is to love them as another human being and then get to know them. That's the biggest thing, which we don't actually do enough.
Yeah.
Not only with autistic people, but with anybody.
Yeah, we're really quick to make judgment according to the appearance, rather than getting to know them. Because, like, I know there's certain things that, like you said, certain things are different, certain things are exactly the same. One big thing I like to think about is, two things, is talk to them, ask them.
Yes.
They know what they want. I have one friend that other people had actually, like, gotten upset with me for being very blunt, and to them it was very rude to him. And I checked with him later, and he's like, no, I really like it when you do that, because otherwise they don't necessarily understand.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, sweet, I'm going to keep doing it no matter what people say.
Yeah.
But that was because I checked in with him, because I was like, I don't want to be, treating him like a child. And that's the other thing. Just because they have some developmental issues doesn't mean you treat them like a 4-year-old. If they're 13, talk to them like they're 13.
Yes.
If they're 28, talk to them like they're 28. If they're 7, talk to them like they're 7. Like, treat them at their age. You might have to rephrase something or repeat something.
Yeah.
But you don't patronize and baby talk someone just because they have autism, because they don't like that. For the most part, I don't know of any of them that would say they want to be baby talked.
Yeah. And another big thing is to be patient.
Yes.
That's, well, again, fits with everybody, but especially somebody who has one of those obsessions with something. Be patient. Like, let them actually talk about it. Now, if they're getting to the point where they're just kind of rambling and maybe repeating a bunch of stuff, like,
you can point that out to them.
Point out, be like, you already told me that. Is there something else? And just be patient with them.
Yep.
It's like, for me, my favorite parts of being, I love being a pastor's kid, is I wouldn't choose, like, if I could go back and choose to not be pastor's kid, I wouldn't do it. I don't know about you. No. You said no? Okay.
Well, you phrased it in a way that if I said yes or no, it could mean both, so, like...
No, then no.
No.
Anyway,
yes, no.
Or say only that. What did I say?
You love being a pastor's kid.
Thank
your
you.
Favorite thing.
Thank you. My favorite thing.
What is your favorite thing about
What's my favorite thing about being a pastor's kid?
Do you know?
I don't know what she's gonna say. I can say things if you want me to, but
Maybe you should just start and
I'll just start talking. I would say
wait.
To go along with what you're saying, just in general, you're more equipped to handle things.
That.
And like, not just you have scripture ingrained in you, but you've been trained to serve in different areas. You've been brought up from a young age to serve. You know how to do things. You know how things work.
You've
You
already
know
been
why
put
we
in the
do
fire.
things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're just generally more equipped to serve God as an adult because you've been brought up serving God. And again, that is not just for pastors' kids. That's for everybody. And if you're someone out there who is still a kid who, you know, your parents aren't serving, you can still be involved in church. If you go to church, you can still get involved with church. Anybody can serve the Lord. And
Or you can join our Adopt a PK
yes,
program.
yes,
Yeah, we'll have applications down
yes. And I would just say, since I'm already talking, I'm just going to say my other thing, and we'll come back to you.
Go for it.
You also just learn a whole lot about life in general, and you learn a lot of lessons. A lot of times you learn them the very hard way, and like I was saying, you get exposed to things and you learn some very deep, heavy things. But those things ultimately,
I mean, they help you mature faster too.
they help you grow and they help you mature. And I've learned so many things, so many lessons,
We're still
just
learning.
from being a pastor's kid and encountering things and having to give an answer, having to deal with certain things, and also just not being able to necessarily go to people as much as other people are able to, really helps you to be able to rely on the Lord and just solidify that relationship that He's the first person that you go to with everything, and that is who you put your hope and trust in first. Because if you don't have people to fall back on, you kind of cling closer to Christ, which we should all do. We should all turn to Him first. But it kind of forces you to do that when you don't have anybody else, basically.
I thought of it.
Okay.
Okay, so coming from as somebody who's an extrovert, at least for me, one of my favorite things. Why do you keep laughing?
Because I think I know what you're going to say.
Do you?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Okay, I'll say it.
Just say it.
Is, like we said before, we get a lot of opportunities to help people. And that's one of my favorite things to do. So it's like God has kind of given us that, position to do that.
Yeah.
And, even after, I'm out of the house, I still am going to continue to do that because I absolutely love that. And, I always want to continue to do that because I think that's the best thing is just being able to, help people.
You discover a lot of your gifts that God has given you through kind of being okay, we need someone to do this, so do this. And often it's something that you would never think that you would do or want to do or be able to do.
I must say I'm pretty good at carrying glass cups of water.
Oh, she is elite.
Yeah.
Epic.
Epic.
One thing that I never thought I would enjoy doing is public speaking, and I started a Bible study, and I was like, wait, I actually kind of like this. And I mean, I don't necessarily do a lot of live public speaking, but just any chance I get, I enjoy doing that. And
so she's gonna be my
I'm
pastor.
more introverted, but I love doing that. So
Yeah. But I noticed that pour over has a tea texture.
You're right.
Yeah.
It has a tea texture, but a coffee flavor.
Yep. So I think that's why, some people are like, I only like pour over. Well, no, you're just a weakling. You don't like sharp coffee.
You don't like coffee. Get yourself some black tea, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of milk, point your pinky out and say, long live the king.
When God created Adam, He would actually come... I just thought of this. God made the entire universe so that it fits right here for Him. So Earth is a little speck somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So God made humans on that little speck, and then He would daily go to that speck, He Himself go to that speck, and spend face-to-face time with that human He had made.
Yeah. He had all that.
Yeah. No, I mean, he had all that, but then just the fact that
And he went all the way down. He's like, no. It's important for us to have face-to-face interaction.
It's not like it was, it's so far, it wasn't as situation of perspective. Like, it's really far away, so it looks like it's... No, it's like, that's the literal size.
Yeah.
And yet God, who could fit the literal size of the universe in his hand,
Went all the
made
way.
himself small enough to be on there to have face-to-face interaction
Yeah.
with
humans, which is crazy. Well, I mean, and you see it all throughout the Bible, just to get on a rant for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time someone's talking about God, like Moses, he got so close to God, he's like, I want to see your face.
Yeah.
Right? That's what happens when you get close to someone. You want to see him face to face.
Yeah.
And then Paul, he was talking about, like, now we see in a glass darkly. Like, we're kind of can see how God is, and we have the perfect word now, but he said, but one day we'll see him face to face.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like him. And so, like, the ultimate pinnacle of being a Christian, literally the pinnacle of being a Christian, is being face to face with Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And if Christ is our example, then as being Christ-like, the pinnacle of a friendship with someone else should be being face-to-face with them.
Yeah.
So the Bible, because God, similar to the internet, has spoke to people in many ways. In words, like blog. In visions, like a video.
Yeah.
In audible, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. Like a podcast. Like, God was out here pioneering everything before we were here.
Yeah.
But yet, he still holds the highest priority of going face to face. Like prayer. Mm-hmm. It's going before the throne of God. It's being in his presence. And that's the best thing. To be a good listener, you need to... Sure, you talk, you have an idea, you talk about it, and then you go, and what do you think? And then you shut up. And you actually listen to what they're saying, rather than listening to respond. Mm-hmm. Listen to understand.
Yeah. And if you're like me, the one who, don't zone out. Because if they do stop to be like, and what do you think? You're like, wait, what? And you don't have any response. And so being a good listener also means you're paying attention to everything they say, and then when they're ready to hear your response, have a response for them.
Yeah.
I'm bad at that too. Because especially with being married, and my wife likes to talk. She's also good at being like, so what's your thoughts? And I'm like, I don't know. I agree. Yeah. That's something I've been working on is listening. And thankfully, I've gotten a lot better at actually listening to everything that's being said, but then working out my own response to when they stop and ask, so what do you think? I'm like, I don't know.
Cool.
No, none of this is being recorded.
I am going to take a smell.
I mean, none of this is being kept. No, it is being recorded. Sorry. I didn't mean to pretend you weren't there. You are there.
Your camera's
You're
offended.
important. I love you guys. And that's not our camera, that's our audience. Oh my goodness.
Well, I didn't know you were talking to an audience. You were just looking at your camera and talking to your camera. So, you're weird.
Anyway, guys, today we're talking about whether we should use filters or not.
Yeah, he sniffs his dog and talks to his camera. He needs help.
I was supposed to do a funny cold intro and you turned it into a really weird thing.
I know, I like to do that.
Oh, let's roll the intro.
Like, the big thing is, like, I do understand and I empathize that bad things happen. And that's horrible. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry. Like, if any of you have gone through something horrible, like, this is not saying that your pain is not real. That's not saying that what you're going through wasn't real. It's real. It hurts. Mm-hmm. And I am so sorry you had to go through it. What I am saying is that God has given us all power. Mm-hmm. Right? Psychology basically doesn't give us power.
Yeah.
But God says, no, you have power over your situation. You don't just have to manage your depression. You can cure it. You don't just have to manage your issues. God has the answers for life's problems, not just Band-Aids.
One of the biggest sins is a very simple verse, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. Like, I can do anything. I don't have to do a certain thing because this happened to me. So that means I have to make this reaction.
Yep.
I can do whatever I actually need to do because as a Christian, Christ lives in me and he's the one whose strength that I need to rely on to be able to do and whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, and the interesting thing is, if you can and you don't, it's not that you can't, it's that you won't. You know?
Yeah.
And it's weird because one of the biggest things that I've had to change to become more trustworthy is saying no.
Yeah.
Because I had an issue of being like, yeah, I can do that. And then not being able to do it, or doing it terribly, or not doing it on time, or, because it just wasn't feasible.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just need to say no more often. Because sometimes, you're like, I want to do this. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to do it. And sometimes the answer is no. And so understanding your limits helps. The other thing is, so understanding your limits and not allowing it to be finite.
Yes.
That's the thing. We were talking about this before the podcast started, of like having a goal. If your goal is like, I won't eat any sugar all year, right? The second you eat sugar, you have failed and lost all motivation. If you say, I want to eat more vegetables and meat and eat less sugars and breads, well then every day is an opportunity to continue to hold to that promise of eating more healthy foods and less unhealthy foods. I want to eat it, I will never eat at fast food for the entire year. Well, the second you eat at fast food, boom, motivation is gone. You have failed, sir. But if you say, I want to eat at fast food less, well, then every day is an opportunity to eat at fast food less. That's why, the Lord doesn't require us to love him perfectly, because then we would fail. We already did. He wants us to love him more and more every day. And every day is an opportunity to love the Lord more. And so that's how we should be with our goals. It should be about growth and direction, not goals and position.
Yeah. It's kind of like that verse that we have on there.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 10:31. Whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do all to the glory of God.
Yeah.
No matter what goals you have, whatever how well you're keeping that goal, as long as what you're doing is to God's glory. Maybe you don't quite keep a goal up to the standard that you're hoping. Well, in order to continue to keep that goal to the glory of God is, you get back up and you keep trying.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, next week we will be out with a regular episode. I'm really excited for it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, which was your favorite clip? Which one really made you laugh, made you think, made you realize something? Maybe you learned something you didn't know. And as always, if you want another topic, please let us know an idea you have. We've had a ton of episodes based off of, viewers. So yeah, please do that. I'm going to get to editing. See ya. Bye.